Afternoon. Thought I'd do a bit of an update clip. It's been a while, been a bit slack, so here we go. Start off with some of the problems we've been having. Due to the wet weather, we've had a lot of splits in a few of the fruits from different plants. The pumpkin, we had 4 that we harvested the other day, and all 4 of them have had these splits. The other 3 were actually infested with fruit fly because they can get in through the splits and lay their little babies. So they were filled with maggots and had to throw them. So from that big pumpkin vine out the back, it looks like we're getting 1 pumpkin this year. I'll have to chop him up tonight, and I'll actually, when I go up, and make sure he's alright inside. So a bit disappointing when you compare it to last year's 20 or so pumpkins. Also decided to pull the pepita pumpkins out. When I was fertilising the fruit, they just weren't sticking, wasn't taking, so this bed can be used for some other things. Accidentally pulled out my rock melon from here. Poor sorry looking soul. The 2 fruits that were on it were blown by fruit fly, didn't get in there quick enough, so such is. Parsley's doing alright. We've got a feral tomato down here, so we're going to leave him to see what happens. The Japanese long shallots or spring onions, they're not doing too great at the moment. This bed hasn't been filled up for about close to a month now with all the rain, so it could probably do with a bit of a top up. This is my pile of pumpkin and corn. I've got some water chestnut leaves there. I'm just going to hit this with the mower when it dries out a little bit more, and we'll either dig it through a bed or might start up a little compost heap with it. This is our spaghetti squash, sort of taken over this end of the shade house. Gonna have to do something about that because it's nearly time to take the shade covering off. Tried to fertilise a couple. This one here didn't take. There's another one out here we fertilised the other day. I don't know if it's going to take, but there's one on the inside just there that I think has taken. He's grown a little bit larger. So we may end up with a spaghetti squash yet. We'll just have to wait and see. The dumplings, eggplants have been pretty prolific. We've eaten a fair few of these guys now, so very happy with this eggplant. He's definitely a keeper. As to what I've sown, we have a couple of little punnets here. We have some seed stick broccoli. It was a promotion a company was doing. They're a little cardboard stick with a little flap cut in them and some broccoli seed stuck in there. So they've done really well. Got some rainbow chard. Not a great strike rate with those seeds. All year cauliflower, Italian sprouting broccoli, and these guys are known as freaky broccoli, mainly because when we let them go to seed they had really twisty, windy, freaky looking flowers, different to other broccoli, so we just call them freaky broccoli. Not too sure what type they were when we bought them. We just bought them from a market, so yeah. And this is the snowball collie, which doesn't seem to be doing much, so top these guys up with some water this afternoon. I have some other seedlings down here. We have some tansy. They're good for keeping ants and flies and mozzies at bay, so I've been told. So we'll see how they go. We've got some Roma tomatoes here and some Ace 55s over there. They're a determinate tomato. They'll grow to a bush. They all set fruit at the same time, so hopefully they'll be a lot easier to manage with the fruit fly problem, and I can get those exclusion bags on the groups of fruit all in one hit. There and there is some cumin. That's not cumin, I'd say that's a weed seed. Takes a while to germinate apparently, so we're going to try some cumin up in those top IBC beds. That's a kale, and that's tatsoi. So trying to increase our leafy greens in the diet. Last of the broccoli was just picked, and beetroot was just picked. It'll go into a salad tomorrow night probably. Hitman's cayenne peppers, I thinned them down to the 2 best looking ones. They'll be transplanted out actually, because we're going to put some other stuff in this bed. I'll prepare somewhere soon for those guys. The double yield cucumbers are going really well. We're starting to get downy mildew now. We're done with the powdery and we're getting downy mildew, so these all got a spray the other day, and we'll see if we can knock that on the head quick smart. That calendula looks like it's done for. This one over here we've collected quite a few seeds for. So snake beans have been doing pretty well. We're getting a constant supply of beans. I've got some in the fridge and there's already some more to harvest there. We're having to bag up the chilies as well because the fruit flies are getting into them. I lost all my bell chilies the other day. I think out of probably about 40 I picked, I got about 10 that weren't, oh, if that, 10 that were edible. The rest had a whole heap of maggots inside. Yeah, and the fruit was all eaten out from the inside, so unfortunately I had to throw them. Tried to save a few seeds though. On the plus, got some little calendula plants coming up there. I've sown some seeds just to see if they were viable, so that's good. Lettuce. My mum's lettuce went to seed and we just left it in the garden, so we've got little bunches of them popping up everywhere now. So very impressed with that. They'll probably go to seed really quickly as well because of the heat. We've got a 35 day today, so such is. But we'll get some more seed off this flower, this lettuce flower here, so let's get a weed out. I'm letting some carrots go to seed. I think that's a yellow carrot from Wassama Doing's heritage packet she's gave us, so thank you very much. Might end up with some yellow carrot seeds. That's just a normal orange Nance carrot. Beautiful flowers. Someone on the comment sections of one of my clips I looked at today mentioned how they look pretty, and I said yeah, and the flowers are pretty nice as well, the carrot flowers. So yeah, sorry for not doing a clip for a while. I've been a little bit occupied with the kids' schoolwork and whatnot. So there's another one over there. I'm not too sure what type he is. Oh, he looks like a, yeah, he's just a normal orange Nance. So pulled the capsicum from there, sick of the fruit fly. This is a bull's horn. This is seed saved from a supermarket bought fruit, so we'll see how that goes. I pulled another capsicum from here, leaving this one here. I'm bagging up the fruit as I see it, so we're actually getting some edible capsicums, so I'm happy with that. Along here, the other day I planted 15 beans, so hopefully we'll have some bush beans soon. What else? Oh, downy mildew attacked my mini white cucumbers, so we've got one ready there. There's a couple on, so, and there's a few more babies. Oh, there's quite a few more babies coming on there, so hopefully we'll get some more of these guys. These were very nice cucumbers. I haven't saved any seeds from these guys yet, so it's something I should probably do with this lot. White eggplants are coming on really well. I'm having to bag all the fruit. The fruit fly getting into these guys as well, so that's a fairly decent sized fruit there. He's doing alright. Another smaller one here. So I like those white eggplants, very nice. We made up an eggplant dip with them, very nice. Over there we had to chop off a bit of the, or we didn't have to, but we did chop off a bit of the water chestnut. The girls were just complaining to me that they were concerned with the number of snakes, that there may be one hiding under there. They may get a bit annoyed with them walking over the top, so the rushes were actually coming out and up against the side of this garden bed, so I thought they should go. The corn, we've got about 12 little cobs of corn about that big, so about that size generally. So they're up the top near the house, just drying off. These guys are just finishing up, so I thought I'd leave them out here. This Madagascar lima bean, or tropical lima, is doing really well. As you can see, he's sort of taken over this whole area, so we're just going to give him a bit of a prune back after we get some more seed for some salad out of the pods that are already started. There's quite a few pods on there, so we'll get those guys and yeah, give him a trim back. He's a perennial, so he should be able to handle it. Lemon tree got hacked into on the weekend. I actually took this whole branch out that was over here, so we've got a bit of a walkway through here now. I've let that pumpkin vine up and over the chook shed, so there's a couple of female flowers forming on that vine, so we might get some pumpkins out of that. That's actually, pumpkin is from this root down here, which is the one that goes over this bed here and then down to the back corner. You can see the leaves of over there, so it's rather a big vine. Just disappointing we haven't gotten much. A little escaped comfrey plant over the back here. Sweet potato's gone fantastic here. It's really loving it. It's about 6 or so slips planted in here. The spice bed is doing really well. I found some more spice up the back of the pantry that we were going to give to people, and no one picked them up, so there's another one there. They're all turmeric, so we planted them in there, so hopefully we'll get a nice crop of turmeric. Not this year, we're just going to let these guys winter off, and then yep, just feed them up for next spring. We're not going to harvest them this year. We've still got heaps in the freezer, so that's all sweet. And just before I go, the pepinos. The pepinos aren't really doing anything at the moment. They're setting flowers and they're falling off. Whether it's just the temperature, time of year, I'm not too sure. first time I've ever grown them. They're just looking healthy and green, so I'm not complaining. The Cape gooseberry we're leaving in here, but I just saw before Colorado potato beetles fornicating on it, so they'll have to be caught and squished, I think. So there looks like to be there's another one there just all by his lonesome, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. We would like at least one Cape gooseberry plant. Pineapples have gone crazy. I was sort of hoping to get some fruit this year, but I don't think we will this year, maybe next year. But as you can see, they're very healthy looking specimens, and the ones coming up behind it pretty good as well. This one comes complete with a flower. We have a pumpkin that's decided to try its luck in the concrete crack, so we'll see what happens with him. This is another Cape gooseberry. He's just popped up here in a pot we were trying to get some strawberry runners off of. So we only had one runner stick, but yeah, we'll leave the Cape gooseberry in there as well. And there's also the strawberry, the mother strawberry, still in that pineapple pot. So yes, fairly happy with that. And these are just our little cuttings. The lavender's done alright, and I lost my 2 more rosemaries. So that one there is looking like he's starting to dry out, so I'm going to have to give him a bit of water. So that's pretty much all it. Sorry I've been a bit slack and haven't done updates in a while, been a bit busy. So hopefully I'll be able to update a little bit more frequently. We've got some more things going on and in the garden. Have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comment box below. And take it easy, have a good one. See ya.